Guys, Yamoshi, the most beautiful Saiyan who officially declares herself as the new goddess of destruction, but for this to happen, she will have a big challenge. Will she be able to do it? Well, let's see that now. So, I left you a like, let's reach the goal of 3,000 likes so we can bring the next episode of the sequence. All of this is done, so come with me. 5 years later. 5 years had passed since the day Goku and Vegeta forced Hiroki and Q. Vegeta had faced and defeated Q, the Prince of the Saiyans, used a new transformation that he had never used in any combat before. And together with the power of the energy of destruction that Vegeta had within himself, the Prince of Saiyans managed to become strong enough to defeat the Fox that had come from another dimension. While Goku had used the power he obtained from the help of Excalibur, and with the power the Saiyan defeated Hiroki, and in this way Vegeta avenged his master Beerus and Goku and managed to end Yamoshi's nightmare by defeating Hiroki and saving planet Earth along with everyone who inhabited the planet. After the fall of Hiroki and Q, Yamoshi, who was now the substitute goddess of destruction, had followed the High Priest's orders and gone after all the beings that came from another dimension, so that he could defeat them. Now that Hiroki did not exist furthermore, Yamoshi ended up freeing herself from the chains of her past that bound her, and thanks to that, Yamoshi became much more powerful than before, having been able to defeat all beings coming from another dimension that were in the 7th universe. And with the help of Goku and Vegeta, it was possible to prevent an invasion that would probably destroy the 7th universe. But with the combined power of the three Saiyans, the invaders didn't have the slightest chance. 3 years after the defeat of Hiroki and Kyu, Beerus, who spent 3 years recovering from the battle against Hiroki and Kyu, were now recovered. Beerus wanted his position as God of Destruction of the 7th universe back, but Whis ended up refusing, saying that Beerus was weak to occupy the position of God of Destruction, because according to the angel himself, there were even mortals who were stronger than Beerus, and these two mortals were Goku and Vegeta, who, after mastering the transformations they both had achieved during the battle against Hiroki and Kyu, the Saiyans became so powerful that both could defeat Beerus alone, and according to Whis, Goku would not need to use Excalibur to defeat Beerus, which clearly left Beerus extremely angry. Beerus then challenged Vegeta to a fight. Vegeta accepted, and just as Whis had imagined, Vegeta defeated Beerus, and he didn't even need to use the same transformation he used against Kyu, as the Prince of Saiyans had managed to defeat Beerus only using the power of Super Saiyan God that Vegeta had before training with Yamoshi. Defeated and frustrated, Beerus ended up leaving, but he said he would return to regain his position as God of Destruction. And with that, Beerus went to the 6th universe, where he began training with the help of Akon, who still obeyed his orders, as Beerus still was the official God of Destruction of the 7th universe. And Yamoshi was just a replacement. But Yamoshi wasn't the type of person to sit still. So she started training with Whis, who taught Yamoshi how she should use and control the power of destruction that all the gods of destruction had. For Yamoshi to master the power of destruction was actually quite easy, which surprised the angel Whis and Vegeta. After all, the Prince of Saiyans had gone through the same training, and even he was unable to learn so quickly to use that power. Beerus and Yamoshi were not the only ones who continued training to become stronger, because Goku and Vegeta, even after the defeat of Hiroki and Kyu, the two Saiyans continued training. Sometimes Goku and Vegeta trained with Yamoshi. The three usually did not hold back and went with all. During this period of 5 years, Goku had managed to completely master Excalibur to the point of accessing his new transformation without the need to use the sacred sword, and the Saiyan was managing to maintain this transformation for a long period of time. While Vegeta had managed to perfectly master his new transformation, and with some tips given by Whis, the Prince of Saiyans had managed to control his Saiyan power and his power of destruction, Vegeta had even recreated the technique that Kyu used against him, thus creating spheres of destruction that remained floating around them, and if they saw any threat to their master, these spheres would automatically attack the target, something that surprised everyone, especially Goku, who was the first to see this technique up close. Both Saiyans had reached such great power that Daishinkan himself, the High Priest, admitted that Goku and Vegeta possessed power equivalent to the power of a god of destruction, and that the two Saiyans were probably already stronger than most of the gods of destruction, and on one occasion Daishinkan asked both of them to use the fusion, and Vegeta reluctantly did so. Daishinkan was very surprised to see that Gogeta, the fusion between Goku and Vegeta, had such great power that it could match the power of an angel and Zeno. Upon learning this, was curious to see a fight between Gogeta and an angel, but thanks to interference of Daishinkan, this did not happen, because the angels could not fight against anyone. and if they fought, the chances of some universes being destroyed were too great, and unfortunately for Zeno, the battle did not happen. All the gods of destruction were happy as they would not have their lives lost because of a simple battle. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely on the planet of the god of destruction, it was possible to see Goku, Vegeta, and Yamoshi facing each other. The 3 Saiyans were transformed into their true Super Saiyan God forms. The battle of the 3 Saiyans ended when Whis suddenly appeared in their midst, holding a blow of the 3 Saiyans, who were surprised by his arrival. Yamoshi said, "Whis, I thought you were talking to your father and your brothers," Yamoshi said as she left the combat stance and took a more relaxed stance, just like Goku and Vegeta. Whis said, "And I talked to them, Miss Yamoshi. You will have to go to the World of Void to participate in the Succession Tournament, where you will have to face the other gods of destruction. And if you win, you will become the official goddess of destruction of the 7th universe. But Goku has to go also because my father knows that he has Excalibur. My father asked you to take Mr. Goku, and of course Mr. Vegeta is invited to go too, as my father believes that Mr. Vegeta will be a good god of destruction in the future. After all, he was already the successor of Mr. Beerus, but now he will become the successor of Miss Yamoshi if she officially becomes a goddess of destruction," said the angel while looking at the 3 Saiyans, who were surprised by all the information they received. But Yamoshi already knew that this would happen at any moment, and was even ready for it. Vegeta said, "So Beerus will stop being the god of destruction of the 7th universe. And even so, I won't miss the chance to become the god of destruction of the 7th universe?" the Saiyan Prince asked while looking at Whis and then at Yamoshi. Whis said, "Mr. Beerus, like some gods of destruction, was not committed to his duties, and because of that my father made the decision to replace him. But my father needs someone strong and committed, and due to Yamoshi's latest actions, he saw that the ancestor of the Saiyans is doing her job as goddess of destruction very well. And now my country just needs to see that Yamoshi is really strong. Now about your position as successor to the god of destruction, that is up to Yamoshi. After all, if she becomes the official goddess of destruction of the 7th universe, she'll be able to choose someone else to replace Vegeta. But from my last conversation with Yamoshi, that won't happen, so don't worry," said the angel while looking at the Prince of Saiyans. Yamoshi said, "Okay, then let's go find these other gods of destruction, because I want to go visit Yuhiko so I can talk to her," said the ancestor of the Saiyans while returning to her base form, as well as Goku and Vegeta. Whis, upon hearing Yamoshi's words, he hit his staff in the air, making a pillar of energy surround his body along with everyone present. And soon everyone disappeared from that place, and in a few seconds, the 3 Saiyans and the angel reappeared in the World of the Void, which was the place where the Tournament of Power had taken place in the past. When Yamoshi arrived at the place, she attracted everyone's attention, especially the god of destruction from the 11th universe, who was called Vermouth. Vermouth said, "So this is the one who will take Beerus' place. This woman is incredibly beautiful. I hope she's single," the god of destruction from the 11th universe said very excitedly when he looked at Yamoshi and saw her beauty. That didn't please his angel Margarita at all. In the World of the Void. Currently in the World of the Void, it was possible to see that there was a large combat arena similar to the one they used in the Tournament of Power that had taken place several years ago. Now, this arena would be the stage for Yamoshi's battle against the gods of destruction. If Yamoshi won, she would be officially recognized as the new goddess of destruction of the 7th universe before all divine beings in that place. Yamoshi said, "Then I will have to fight against all the gods of destruction present here, right?" Yamoshi said while looking at the stands and seeing several angels and their gods of destruction. Among them was Beerus, who was next to her brother Champa. Whis said, "It seems that Mr. Beerus also came, and he is much stronger than I thought Beerus could become," said the angel, surprised by the evolution of the power of his former god of destruction and longtime friend. Whis thought, "Mr. Beerus was never someone who wanted to surpass himself and become stronger for any reason. Mr. Beerus didn't want to lose his position as god of destruction of the 7th universe, and that's why he strived to become more powerful than before. And now, just by the aura that Beerus is naturally emanating, it's possible to see that he has a much higher level of power than before," thought the angel Whis from the 7th universe, while looking at the god of destruction that Whis had been serving for millennia. The angel saw that Beerus was stronger than before. Yamoshi said, "It seems that among these gods of destruction, there are some that are very strong, and apparently Beerus is stronger than before. Well, it will be better to face strong opponents than to face weak ones, Yamoshi said while looking at the gods of destruction. Beerus and Vermoth were Yamoshi's focus, especially Vermoth, who was looking at the former Saiyan in a different way than the other gods of destruction. Vermoth said, I hope that Yamoshi is the new goddess of destruction of the 7th universe, so I'll have reasons to go there, spoke the god of destruction who represented the 11th universe while blatantly looking at the ancestor of the Saiyans, something that his angel was not pleased with. Margarita thought, this Saiyan is nothing special. I don't understand why Master Vermoth is saying these things. Margarita thought, clearly envious of Yamoshi, as her master had never looked at the angel that way even though she really wanted it to happen. The Daishinkan said, well, I think it's time to start the duel that will decide whether Yamoshi will become the new goddess of destruction of the 7th universe or not. And if she doesn't, Beerus will return to occupy that position for the next few years until we find someone else to replace Beerus. But if he proves capable of remaining in the role of destroyer of the 7th universe, we will leave him in that position permanently, the High Priest announced, attracting the attention of everyone who was there, including Zeno. Many were surprised by Daishinkan's speech. Goku said, duel? But wouldn't Yamoshi have to fight against all the gods of destruction to become the new goddess of destruction of the 7th universe? Said the Saiyan, confused by the High Priest's speech, and many ended up agreeing with the Saiyan, and with that the Daishinkan decided to explain. Daishinkan said, originally a tournament was going to take place where Yamoshi would have to face all the gods of destruction one at a time, and if she beat them all, Yamoshi would become the new goddess of destruction of the 7th universe. But recently I received a request from Mr. Beerus to change this tournament, and make it just a duel between him and Yamoshi, because as this only involves the 7th universe, it would be fairer for the previous gods of destruction to face the new candidate for the position, and if Beerus were defeated, he would have to accept defeat and hand over his title of God of Destruction of the 7th universe to Yamoshi. And when I talked to Zeno-sama, he agreed that it would be something fairer and more fun, because even though Zeno-sama wanted to see Yamoshi fight against all the gods of destruction, it would be kind of boring, since all of Yamoshi's cool techniques would have already been used, so it would lose its fun. That's why I accepted Mr. Beerus' proposal to do just one battle, which would be Beerus against Yamoshi, and if Zeno-sama accepted, well, he did, so we'll do it that way, explained the High Priest, while looking at everyone present who looked at Yamoshi and then at Beerus, seeing the serious look on the former god of destruction of the 7th universe. Beerus thought, today I will see if that prophecy is really true. Yamoshi, I'm sure that Saiyan I had seen was you. So if today I am defeated and lose my position as god of destruction to you, it means that the prophecy has come true. But I know one thing, today one of us will leave this arena alive, and the other will no longer be among the world of the living. Beerus thought as he looked at Yamoshi with a cold and very serious look, something that no one had ever seen in Beerus before. Vegeta said, so in the end it will be a duel between Beerus and Yamoshi, and the winner will take the position of God of Destruction of the 7th universe, and the loser will die. After all, only one must remain alive, because if Beerus wins, he will submit to Yamoshi to ensure that something like this doesn't happen again. And if Yamoshi wins, she will take Beerus' position, and with that he will lose his life and all his divine powers, said the Prince of the Saiyans, explaining what both possible endings would be like, because no matter the position, the loser would not be allowed to leave the place alive. Whis said, exactly, Mr. Vegeta. Today will be a duel that will only end when one of them dies. So today Mr. Beerus or Miss Yamoshi will lose their lives in this duel, said the angel with a serious tone while looking at Beerus, and then at Yamoshi, who, like Beerus, was serious and focused on what could happen in that duel between the two. Whis said, now it's time to leave the arena, because the duel is about to begin, said the angel, seeing Beerus jump from the stands toward the arena. With that, Whis held Goku and Vegeta and took them to the stands, where the three sat next to Vados and Champa. Whis noticed the concern of the god of destruction of the 6th universe regarding his twin brother. Goku said, hey, Vegeta, who do you think will win, Mr. Beerus or Yamoshi? The Saiyan asked his rival and friend who was next to him. Vegeta transformed into his divine form so he could see the battle that was going to happen. Vegeta said, I don't know, Kakarot. They both have a lot of power, and Beerus went through training that made him much stronger than before. So I would say that Beerus and Yamoshi have a good chance of winning. In fact, I recommend that you also transform so you will be able to see this battle and not miss it, said the Prince of Saiyans after analyzing the power that both were releasing, and giving the tip to Goku, who upon hearing this also transformed and began to feel more easily the divine power that Beerus and Yamoshi were releasing at that moment. Whis said, "What kind of training did Mr. Beerus do to have this level of power in this short period of time?" he asked the angel to his twin sister, who was next to him. Vados said, "It wasn't me who trained Mr. Beerus, Whis, but that wolf who trained Son Goku to control his Saiyan side. And I don't know what he did or what method Beerus and the wolf used, but I know that Mr. Beerus has evolved a lot in recent years, and this great evolution also surprised me. But Beerus is not showing all the power he has now," said the angel, leaving Whis, Goku, and Vegeta surprised by Vados' statement that wasn't all of Beerus' power. Goku said, "This power that Mr. Beerus is now is much greater than before, and yet it is not his full power?" the Saiyan asked, still with doubts, as he had been very surprised by Vados' speech. Champa said, "Exactly. After losing everything Beerus had because he was no longer useful as the god of destruction of the 7th universe, my brother came to my universe and started training together with that wolf. They trained in another dimension where Beerus and the wolf could change whatever they wanted. And there Beerus told me that he went through training hundreds of thousands of times, worse than the training he had with Whis in the past. And as you can see, the training paid off big," he said the god of destruction in a tone of pride in relation to his brother and the level of strength he currently possessed. Vermouth thought, "I hope Yamoshi can beat Beerus and become the new god of destruction of the 7th universe," thought the god of destruction in favor of Yamoshi's victory. Margarita thought, "I hope Yamoshi is defeated and eliminated by Mr. Beerus," thought the angel Margarita in favor of Beerus' victory. Daishinkan said, "Let the duel between Beerus and Yamoshi to decide who will be the god of destruction of the 7th universe begin," said the high priest, starting the duel between Yamoshi and Beerus. With that, we'll end today's video. If you want to see the continuation of this incredible story, leave a lot of likes in the video and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you on another day, guys.